Protests erupt over vote to approve Florida congressional maps. I'm Haley Spivey.
I'm Amber McKnight.
And welcome to Panther News Network. Here's what's going on today. It was an unpredicted day in Tallahassee on Thursday as Democratic lawmakers staged a protest against what they call government overreach. Protests broke out on the floor as the House prepared to vote on approving congressional maps drawn by Governor Ron DeSantis. Democrats say that the maps will reduce the minority, mostly black representation and intend to make it harder for them to win an election in Jacksonville or Orlando. WESH2 News was the only Orlando station there when lawmakers first walked out and then returned to push through 3 bills in what ended up being a very loud and continuous vote. We would have 20 Republican districts and only 8 Democratic districts, and most African Americans are Democrats. Representative Geraldine Thomas of Orange County said, "So this is a intentional continuation of the efforts to suppress African American representation and voices in the state of Florida." Thompson was one of the several Central Florida Democrats that followed the lead of Jacksonville Representative Angie Nixon, who was joined by Representative Mick Carty of Orlando. "Today we said enough was enough." McCarty said he took part in the stage sit-in that lasted about an hour and 15 minutes. Here's a short clip of the protest.
To stand up for people, for Democrats, for Republicans, for Black people, for Hispanic people, who are not a monolith. We do not all vote the same way, but we all have the right to choose who represents us. We all should be treated equally, regardless of our skin color, regardless of our faith, regardless of our zip code, regardless of our income. We have the right to be treated equally, to be represented equally, to just be free.
Hey, are you watching this?
Lord, we do not know what else to do. The folks at the Federal Level tried. There was some very important legislation to counter some of the things we see coming out of the South.
Go in and look at this.
They failed because of 2 people. We can go get into that because it's not just 2 people, but it's more. And what we see before us is more than just flesh and blood. It's more than what we see. There is a real fight going on right now. And right now, I ask that we open our eyes that we can see.
Tennessee has passed a bill that would require drunk drivers to pay child support if they kill a parent due to intoxication or aggravated vehicular homicide. House Bill 1834 would require a person who is convicted of vehicular homicide to pay restitution in the form of child maintenance if their victim was the parent of a minor child. Each child of the victim would receive the restitution until they reach 18 years of age and graduate high school. It's similar to a traditional child support where the parent pays the primary caregiver of the child, or the parent makes payments until the child turns 18 years old. The amount of the payments will be determined by the financial needs and resources of the child and their surviving parent/guardian, including the state, if the child is in the custody of the Department of Children's Services. In addition, if the defendant is incarcerated and is unable to pay the required amount of payments, they have 1 year after their release from incarceration to start paying. Check out this story from Haley Spivey.
hosted a blood drive Thursday, April 21st. The blood will be donated to individuals who have the sickle cell disease, a disease that predominantly impacts individuals of African descent.
Hello, my name is Miles De La Fuente, and I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, where we partnered with American Red Cross to help them fight sickle cell anemia, which disproportionately affects people of African American descent, and they need blood from donors from our campus, and so we're here to bring and to help with that. And yeah, so you can see here we've got it all set up here in the Student Rec Center. You can see we got some members donating blood and this Witherspoon who's with American Red Cross and who's helping us collect blood. She'll be able to tell you more about that.
Sickle cell account manager for the American Red Cross, and I'm here today working with the Phi Beta Sigma fraternity to help bring awareness for the need for blood. Sickle cell disease is the #1 genetic disease in the United States. It impacts primarily people of African descent, of which we have unique antigens in our blood that more closely match people with sickle cell disease to prevent adverse reactions. Currently, we don't have enough African Americans donating, so we're here to educate and bring awareness to the need so that we can help eliminate a health disparity that's currently happening with people with sickle cell disease. So we're so grateful today. We're having a great turnout. Our goal is 30, and we are on target to meet our goal. We're here till 3 p.m., and we look forward to working with Prairie View A&M University coming up next year to host and continue to support us in our blood program.
The blood drive was hosted on PVAMU's campus in the rec center. Their goal today was to get at least 30 donations. I'm Haley Spivey, and this was Panther News Network. At least 4 people, including 3 Prairie View A&M University students, were injured during a fire in a dorm building early Wednesday morning. Fire officials told ABC 13 that it was an air conditioning fire that started in the hallway on the 3rd floor. At least 3 students were injured, officials said. 2 were rescued from a ledge by firefighters and taken to a hospital for smoke inhalation, while a 3rd student jumped out of the building from the 3rd floor. Firefighters said that the student who jumped from the 3rd floor suffered a leg injury. A police officer who ran into the building to get students was also reportedly taken for smoke inhalation. I see a girl hanging off the ledge, another one on the floor, another one skin bleeding, a student said. Before firefighters arrived at the scene, students used mattresses to try and help the girls get down from the ledge, witnesses said. The students who spoke to ABC 13 said that they didn't know how bad the damages was, but think that the students in the impacted dorms lost everything. All of the students who lived in the dorms were being temporarily located. Different organizations around campus are donating things to those who were impacted from the fire. Now check out this story, check out this short clip from the fire on Wednesday.
And now they have to move out with just a few weeks of school left.
As the week is coming to an end, I want to remind you all that this Saturday, April 23rd, Prairie View A&M University's football will be having a spring game. The spring game lineup consists of 9 o'clock tailgate opens, 11 o'clock in an alumni flag football game at the Panther Stadium, 1:30, students tailgate at the Tent City located at the west side of the Panther Stadium, along with the alumni tailgate at the north side of the Panther Stadium. 2:30 is the Panther Walk, and finally at 4 o'clock will be the spring football game / kickoff. If you have no plans this Saturday, come out and support your PV football. Okay. We'll be back after this commercial break with the weather from Gabriel Adams.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Welcome back, and here's the weather report from Gabriel Adams.
All right, then, hello everyone. Hello, happy Friday and happy Earth Day. Make it 52 years since the holiday was established. As we see, we have a very warm high of 85. We have a nice and mild low of 68 degrees. But currently right now it is 75 degrees. As we progress throughout the morning, we have temperatures going at 77 degrees, partly sunny, partly cloudy. As we progress throughout the afternoon, we reach a temperature of 83 degrees. Never forget to mention that we do have a peak in the day for a high of 85. As we go into the overnight hours, into the evening hours as well, we transcend down to 71 degrees. It's nice and cloudy, but nice and brisk as well. Then we go into lows of 69 to 68 degrees as well. Please keep in mind that even though we may be in the mid 80s, heat index will have you thinking another story. You feel like it is the beginning of June. So please keep in mind, if you are going to be out and about, please make sure to keep sunscreen on standby, preferably the spray on, makes it less complicated to apply, along with making sure you keep a bottle or quite a few bottles of water on standby. It always helps to make sure to not stay dehydrated and to make sure if anyone else is having complications, at least you're helping them make it by. As that is the weather report this morning. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Gabriel, for that weather report. Emma Rosa Newman, an ex-Donald Trump aide, was awarded more than $1.3 million for legal fees and costs stemming from a 2018 lawsuit former President Trump launched against her. The American Attribution Association handed down the judgment on Thursday. The Trump campaign sued Ms. Newman in 2018, alleging that her 368-page expose unhinged an insider account of Trump's White House announced to the ex-aide, breaking her non-disclosure agreement. Unhinged was released after Ms. Newman, who first met Trump as a contestant on his reality TV show, The Apprentice, was fired in December 2017 from her job in the Trump administration. It contained numerous embarrassing stories about Trump, including a story about how Ms. Newman once walked in on former president eating a piece of paper in the Oval Office. In her memoir, also accused Trump of uttering the N-word several times, claiming that there was a tape from the making of his reality TV show, The Apprentice, that could prove it. Ms. Newman said in 2018 that she had a treasure trove of unflattering videos, emails, and texts about Trump and threatened to release them if he and his team continue to dispute the claims he made in her book. In September 2021, Trump lost the 3-year legal battle trying to enforce that non-disclosure agreement with her.
One of my favorite streaming services that I use on a daily basis to keep me entertained throughout the day is Netflix. One of the best perks about being a subscriber to Netflix is that they do not implement ads to none of their streaming plans. However, that perk will soon come to an end. On Tuesday, Netflix co-CEO Reed Hastings stated that we will be incorporating advertisements into the Netflix services. He also states that one way to increase the price spread is advertising on low-end plans and to lower prices with advertising. Hastings also states, those who have followed Netflix know that I've been against the complexity of advertising and a big fan of simplicity of subscription. He believes that this will be a positive way for subscribers as it will give them the choice and the ability to choose the cheaper subscription plan, embedded one with advertisements. Check out this story from Callum Dallum.
I'm with special guest Professor Vakita Pegram, host of Dope Conversations. So go ahead and introduce yourself and say hi to your fans out there.
Well, one, thank you for having me. This is strange being in the interviewee seat, but hi, my name is Professor Vakita Pegram, and I am the host of Dope Conversations. We just taped one, so I'm still on my hosting high.
Yeah. So this is her second Dope Conversations performance or program that we've hosted so far here at KPVU-TV. So we're going to ask her a couple questions to see how she feels about her show so far. So first question I would like to know, how did you start your show? How did you get into making this show called Dope Conversations?
This actually happened because of the death of George Floyd. I, just like many, were watching the news and I was outraged about what was happening. I am not a protester where I'm going to go marching because I'm scary and I don't like big crowds, but I wanted to be a part of the movement. And I had gotten so frustrated with what I was seeing on TV and not having no outlet. One of my professors, Dr. Elisa K. Thompson, actually suggested that I do a podcast. And I was like, podcast? And I'm like, no. But the first season of Dope Conversations went well. I taped from March all the way until October, and it was a way for me to bring researchers, scholarly work to the grassroots for people like me who want to be an activist but did not know what that meant. And so during that process, I found out education is my activism. And so that's how Dope Conversations came about.
Okay, so in learning with all that, when your podcast is going viral, kind of in a sense, what made you want to go broadcast?
Broadcast was not on the radar because I'm very much behind the scenes, but I was presented an opportunity through KPVU-TV because they heard about my podcast and they listened to a couple of episodes and they liked the message. Most of my topics, well, all of the topics are social justice themed. So I take various topics that impact our community and I break them down. I take the research and I break it down to how can we use this research at the grassroots level. So I was presented with an opportunity to do that on TV, but also taking the scholarly work of our professors here at PVAMU and hearing the young adults, the students, their viewpoints. And I was like, okay, I can reach a different audience. This is what I wanted to do was the work, so this is me doing the work.
Mm-hmm. What did you want to expect? What do you expect after dealing with all these social justice issues and having people come on to the show? What do you want more for yourself and the show in total?
So for myself, I wanted to continue to grow and learn more about the problems in our community and finding solutions. And I see myself as being able to learn more on how to connect the local people, because my whole theme and there's a segment part on the Dope Conversations podcast that talks about on my block. I feel like if I can just reach one person to change what's going on their block, and we worry about our block, and if everybody worries about their block, all the blocks will be taken care of,
Right.
in theory. And that's wishful thinking, I know, but it starts with one. And a lot of times you have to start at home. So if you can start at home on your block and it just becomes contagious, I think that will solve a lot of the problems that we have. So I'm hoping that for the show, if we can just reach one community, one household, one person, so that they can know that there's more than one form of activism. Everybody is not going to march down the street. Everybody is not going to hold up a picket sign. But you can use your talents to make a difference. If you're an artist, paint social justice art. If you're a rapper, be a conscious rapper. There's a way to be active in the community and use the talents that you were given.
Right. Okay, and what time and day can we catch this show?
Tune in on Thursdays at 4 p.m. and you can always watch me on repeat on KPVU-TV YouTube channel and also on my YouTube channel, Bikita Pegram. And please share, leave comments so that I can grow as a host, but also bring topics that people want to hear.
This is Panther News Network.
Thank you for your story, Catherine. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Space engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
And that concludes our show this morning. Be sure to catch us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm Haley Spivey.
I'm Amber McKnight.
And this was Panther News Network.
Thank you for watching.